Hey, good afternoon, folks. This is the Roaming Prepper channel, and I am your host, Pete. Now, for those of you who do not know me, or who may be new to the channel, normally Monday afternoon I'll do a situation report. The normal format is I go alphabetically by the regions of the world, like Africa, Middle East, etc. And then in each region I go alphabetically by country, and I'll usually talk about publicly released reports, government reports, stuff that I can talk about without getting a bunch of us in trouble, specifically me. Today I'm going to do a different format. I want to talk a little bit more about the riots going on in Los Angeles, because I think there are a lot of lessons here that we can take away. Right now, and there's some footage that I do need to post and share, hopefully I'll get to post them before this goes live, of about 8 to 10 police cars that were stopped on the highway and have basically been destroyed by bricks and rocks being thrown from overpasses onto the vehicles. I can't count the number of police vehicles I've seen destroyed, and what's even worse, they're now attacking people's cars, like personal vehicles. They're claiming the media has not reported any gunfire. People on the streets on social media are saying there are gunfights breaking out now. Not with the National Guard. They're afraid of the National Guard, but they're picking fights with each other. There are different factions in the city now. And this is something that you will see if you see a societal breakdown. So you'll have the government, and in this case, the government is split. So you have the state and local, and then you have federal response, which are behaving very differently. Then you have the various stakeholders, right? So you have the, apparently the Free Palestine movement just showed up today. You have the anti-immigration, anti-deportation groups, and then you have Antifa showed up. I don't know what the hell Antifa's doing there. BLM is not there that I know of, but if they showed up, that would not surprise me either. On the other side, I have not seen the other side coming in yet, but if they do, or if they already are there and I'm not aware of it, you're looking at 4 or 5 different factions all trying to do different things at the same time. It's important to understand that in a case like this, where you start losing control of the streets, you're going to start seeing factional behavior break out. So you need to ask yourself, when you look at these situations, how would I react in those cases? And I did a live stream yesterday or Sunday regarding that. I'd encourage you to watch it. I won't rehash it all here, but you need to watch what's going on and then ask yourself, if I was in that situation, what could I have done and what should I be doing now to make me ready for that? And it's hard to predict all the variables, but being ready, even with a basic get-home bag and a good map and a flashlight and some food, is probably better than what 90% of the commuters have in their cars. So you're ahead of the game. Now, backing out into the global view, there's now speculation that this is being instigated to distract the US government and the American people from what's going on in Ukraine, what's going on in Israel, what's going on in Hamas, what's going on all over the world. Possibly. Tom Homan did come out and say that by their estimates, there were over, was it 700,000 immigrants that had criminal records and convictions and were wanted not only by their home country, but by the feds or the local government or by Interpol. And they're in our country. 700,000. I want you to think about that, because our standing U.S. Army right now is right at about 1 million, which just blows my mind. He's estimating at least 20 million immigrants came into the country in an improper manner. And so I totally get his approach. He's trying to focus on the bad ones, and then we'll see what we do with the other people. But it would not surprise me if foreign operatives did come into the country. But right now, there's no evidence to that effect. So I'm not going to speculate too much, other than it would be consistent with asymmetric warfare to cause a riot or cause insurrection. Remember, that's what Lenin did to Russia, to the Tsar. The Germans wanted to get Russia out of World War I, so they sent Lenin back into Russia. Of course, then the communists came and attacked Germany, which kind of didn't work well in their favor. But point being, the Germans sent Lenin into Russia with some weapons and some money. And basically, the way he started the overthrow was by societal and civil unrest, causing riots, which distracted Russian military from the war against Germany and Austria, because now they had to pull troops to fight the people in that within their own country. So it would be consistent. We don't have evidence of that yet. What I would encourage everyone to do, continue to pay, and I'll get a more detailed report on the international scene later on. Continue to watch how this plays out in LA and if it starts to spread. Right now it seems pretty much specific to LA. There was some protests in New York. They didn't go very far. There's been none in Texas. And I'm even hearing from like Hispanic creators that a lot of the protesters are not Mexican, they're not Puerto Rican, they're not Cuban, like they're not who everyone's saying they are. There are other players that are coming out and causing shit. So, and I don't know, I'm not on the ground. So again, I'm just passing on secondhand information. Learn from this. Also watch the international scene and ask yourself what comes from that country that may affect me and my preps, me and my family. If something continues to pop off in Ukraine or continues to drag in another country, do you have medicine? Do you have something you import? As I've said before, if you can't get your product, try to find another source. If you can't find another source, find a replacement product. And if you can't, try to source it yourself or learn how to do without it. But folks, watch what's going on. There's a lot of blips on the radar. There's a lot of speculation and a lot of people are getting concerned. They're freaking out. I can't begin to tell you how nauseous I get to see a bunch of creators going, oh, we're going to have a civil war. Oh, the government came apart. No, it hasn't. Now, some of the precursors for a civil war is you're going to start seeing armed, organized militias on different sides. We're not seeing that. We're seeing organized protests and maybe some sporadic violence, but it's not full-blown, we are going to take over this area. We saw that more in 2020 than we are right now, but that does not mean it could not evolve into that. Riots and this kind of unrest is evolutionary. Watch carefully. If you have family and friends in the area, do your buddy checks. Check on them every 24 hours or 12 hours. Have a plan if communications go down. Have a plan to get out of your area if you need to, and have alternate routes. And folks, this is 101 stuff. Don't get caught up in the hype. Don't get caught up in the politics. Focus on what is being said. Focus on how things are playing out. And then ask yourself, how would I react? How could I be better prepared if that exact situation happens to me? These are amazingly good learning opportunities for those of us not in the middle of the shit. Take advantage of it. Don't freak out. Next week, I'll come back with my normal format for the situation report. But as of right now, folks, God bless, Godspeed, be safe out there, and I'll see you all later.